Now, lastly, I got to talk about the Red Sox. I got to talk about the winter weekend. It was this past weekend, and what a freaking nightmare that has turned into. Oh my God, what a freaking nightmare. Yeah, that's right. I just quoted my cousin Vinny. But this is supposed to be a fun time. And that's the ironic part. This is supposed to be a fun time for families to bring their kids. They can talk to some of their favorite baseball players. They can, interact with Wally the Green Monster and, have the Red Sox Brass show up who can sell, the team and say to the fans, hey, we got this, guys. We are good to go. Well, that all has been ruined due to the fact that this team, that since this ownership group bought it, has spent billions and billions of dollars on this organization, spending hard-earned cash, spending over the luxury tax multiple times, and winning 4 World Series out of it. 2004, they broke the curse. 2007, they were a dominant team. There was no stopping them. 2013, I think they just rode lightning all the way to a World Series championship, especially after the Boston Marathon, bombings. That was tragic. I think we all remember where we were when we heard that news. And also, too, the 2018 team, which is quite arguably the greatest Red Sox team, greatest baseball team in history. And so, with all of that being said, this winter weekend, which is supposed to be this fun time for families and kids, has totally been taken over by fans that have the opportunity to speak their mind to the owners. And you know what? Good. These jackasses need to be held accountable. They absolutely need to be held accountable for how they've treated this great organization dating back to dismantling the team from 2018 till now, finishing last 3 of 4 years in the AL East. You can't have that. You absolutely cannot have that. Now, in late November, Tom Werner and his dumbass came out and said that they expect to be going full throttle this in free agency with Shohei Ohtani, Yamamoto, even the Japanese lefty, Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery, like all these guys, Juan Soto, available for trades, all these guys out there available. And he's like, we're going full throttle, baby. Yeah, the Red Sox are back. We're done losing. I filled in a lot. Let me tell you, I filled in a lot right there. The 2 words that he actually spoke were full throttle. He said, we're going full throttle. And now, let's see. They were interested in Ohtani. They were interested in Yamamoto, interested in the lefty from Japan. They were interested in blah, 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 blah. And have spent, I don't know, less than $5 million. This offseason, which is probably wrong, but it's definitely not more than 20. I can tell you that much from all their free agent signings. So Tom Werner and Sam Kennedy somehow figured out a way to twist themselves into a pretzel to saying that we, Red Sox fans, we're the problem. That's right. We're the problem, not them. No. We're overthinking this, right? So starting off with Tom Werner and his full throttle comment, talk about backtracking. It's actually hilarious to read. He says, quote, a lot has been made of 2 words. Really? 2 words? Yeah. Because, let's see, full throttle means you're going to do something and do it big. He goes on to say, when I was saying full throttle, I admitted that those weren't the most artful words. We are accountable to our fans. Oh, well, thank you, Tom. I'm glad you're accountable to us. It's not like you should be. It's not like, you have such a busy day that, oh, us as fans, we don't want to bother you. No, no, no. You're good sitting up on your perch. Yeah, okay. Not in this city, pal. He continues on. We're not happy, as Sam said, for our performance last year. We expect to be better this year. Why? Why do you expect to be better? What have you done in going off and trading for guys, signing guys, hell, even bringing guys up? What makes you think that we expect to be better? What? Because Tristan Cassis finally decided to hit the gym instead of eating all his snickerdoodles at home and and being in a zen state? No. I have no idea how Tristan Cassis is going to do this year. If he's good, I'll definitely be happy about it. But Cassis is not going to save us. Brian Bayo is not going to save this organization. You did nothing. I go on. Warner goes on to say that, quote, for me personally, full throttle is that I approach every year expecting us to be competitive, using all the levers at Breslow's disposal. That could be acquiring talent through trades, free agency, building a core, having a strong pitching staff, and having a stronger coaching staff. We weren't good enough defensively last year. In what? Trading for that, second baseman who Atlanta tried. They tried to give this kid the starting shortstop position, and he sucked defensively. That's why they traded him for Chris Sale. You have done nothing. You have done nothing through trades, through free agency, through building a core. You think your core, all you want is control. You want guys under control, under team control. That's all Bressel's been talking about ever since he got this damn job. And that's all Kyan Bloom talked about. And, and to this, I will say this. To Kyan Bloom, there are aspects of what happened that, yes, I apologize for certain things that I said about you. Not that I ever said anything bad. No. Just from, the fact that this was all the blame for you not spending, for you not going out and improving this organization was solely placed on you. Now, I know for a fact that it's John Henry has a massive stick up his butt because he's a hell of a lot more concerned about his team in London, his team. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But to continue on with Tom Warner, what a joke. What a joke that he is now putting the blame on Breslow, saying that, oh, well, hey, he's got everything at his disposal. He's good. He could go out and do this. No, he doesn't. You're trying to hide. You're trying to hide behind another GM. And you wonder why you had 10 GMs turn your ass down. Because this should be one of, if not the most prestigious job in baseball. And yet you're treating it like it's a child's plaything. Like it's a chew toy. That, like my puppy here, you can chew on it for 30 seconds and then be done with it and never come back to it for days, weeks, months at a time. So spare me your nonsense and trying to put the blame all on Breslow, who just got the job a month and a half ago. So, yeah, there's that. And he wasn't their first choice either. He talked about another nerd. Tom Warner also did an interview with MassLive.com saying that, quote, whoever spends the most amount of money in free agency doesn't necessarily hoist the World Series trophy at the end of the year. And to that I go, oh, really? What happened in 2018? You have the highest payroll in baseball, and you won. You won it all. And you had the best team in baseball. You're the most expensive and the best. Yeah. I think actually spending money does equate to wins, does equate to victories, at least in that sport. Unbelievable. But the story's not over because Sam Kennedy, who loves to talk about how he's a local guy. Come on. Just you can trust me. I'm a local guy. I grew up less than a mile. Yeah. Oh, it gets good. Because Sam Kennedy, in an interview with EEI over this past weekend, um, they try to push back on the fact that the narrative that they aren't as interested in winning World Series as they once were, right? Because finishing 3 out of 4, not spending money, having probably one of the best free agents ever to hit the open market, and you pissed away that opportunity. Yeah, they're definitely not interested in winning a World Series anytime soon. So Sam Kennedy went all scorched earth with this response, and boy, did I love it, because he is so effing stupid. Sam Kennedy said, quote, "When we have 2 sucky seasons like we've had, these are natural questions. We take them in. But I can tell you, as a kid who grew up less than a mile from Fenway, don't care. If you think for 1 second that we aren't passionate, committed, dedicated to the Boston Red Sox, you're wrong. You're a liar. And I'll correct you on it, because it's total BS. We are committed. We are frustrated. We take it personally." Really? Really? You're calling you a liar. That's right. He's calling you a liar. Don't you love that? Sam Kennedy, the man who is running the Red Sox for the Fenway Sports Group, for Tom Warner, running the Red Sox for John freaking Henry. This man just called you a liar, because no, we want to win World Series. Really? So in 3 of the last 4 years, what have you done to show us that you want to win a World Series? And that to me was fantastic, because I get to sit there and listen to this and be like, God, talk about how out of freaking touch these people are, and not even realizing, again, we're smart. We understand what the hell is going on. We don't just boo because we're a-holes. We boo because you suck. So once you start performing better, then we'll cheer for you. If you're out there talking about, we're going to spend all this money, we're going full throttle, baby, and you don't do a damn thing, and trust me, the signings that they did, I don't consider them doing anything, honestly. Lucas Giolito, yeah, okay. Like, big whoop. That's our biggest signing to date. And it's January 24th, 2024. What a joke. So the fact that he's calling me, and that Sam Kennedy, the guy who's running the Red Sox, is calling you a liar, you should take that personally. And you know what? Go after him. Not physically, not anything like that, but go after them where it hurts. The Red Sox have the highest ticket prices in Major League Baseball. They have the most expensive beers and food in Major League Baseball. And yet they also, I forgot to say this too, that the Red Sox payroll was ranked 13th last season at $181 million. Oh yeah, and by the way, Sam Kennedy also said that he expects to spend less than $181 million this season. So take that in. And again, remember, he's calling you a liar for thinking that ownership doesn't want to spend or doesn't want to win a World Series anytime soon. Yeah, that's right. Hit him where it hurts. I love Fenway. It's the greatest ballpark in the country. I love going there. But these buffoons running my favorite baseball team, your favorite baseball team, refuse to spend, and they are more concerned about getting as much money out of this as they possibly can because they are investing more in Liverpool. There were talks about them getting the best. I think Kylian Mbappe. I don't know what's going on with that because I don't follow it, but there was talks about them getting the arguably one of the best players in the world. So that's going to cost a lot of money, and it's all guaranteed, just like baseball. They bought the Pittsburgh Penguins, and remember, they screwed over Xander Bogaerts, and the only reason why Rafi Devers has an extension and has a contract with the Red Sox is because they bought the Pittsburgh Penguins, set up the Winter Classic at Fenway, round 2, Bruins, Penguins, and when John Henry shows up, you have Red Sox fans and Bruins fans chanting to sign Devers and stop being a cheap SOB. That's how we signed Rafi Devers, and don't let them tell you different. They also brought in LeBron a few years ago as a part owner because it's probably going to lead to starting an NBA team in Vegas. They want to expand this portfolio. Their dedication is elsewhere. It is not hard to see. And if anybody, can stand up for them, can defend them, then you clearly haven't been paying attention. It's unbelievable for me to sit back and think that these guys are going to get away with all of this. John Henry was absent from winter weekend because he knew exactly what was coming on. Again, don't let him fool you. There was a scheduling conflict. NESN, if you want to pay for the NESN Plus, it's $30 a month. And tell me, what's the most expensive streaming service out there? What, Netflix? And what's that? 15, 16 bucks a month? Yeah. NESN is double for shittier service. That's right. For less quality and, green screens, on and off during a broadcast. There was all these tweets about it a couple weeks ago, how bad NESN has, become. You're paying $30 a month for a crappy product just to watch the Bruins and the Red Sox. They're building around the ballpark. They want to create a Patriot place around the ballpark. Not like there's not already one, but they want to do more of it. They want to expand out there. So again, their focus is elsewhere. It's not to the team. They couldn't give two craps about the team. And yet the problem is Fenway Park, it won't be sold out, but it will sell 90 to 95% because you're going to have whoever the opponent is that weekend flood Fenway Park. And that's the real shame. That's the real travesty. We can't stick it to them right where it matters, and that's tickets and them being able to turn a profit. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk on the Boston Red Sox. So, all in all, we have the Patriots who are gearing up to start a whole new regime. You have the Bruins that are riding high, 5-game win streak, defeated the Winnipeg Jets, the best team in the Central Division. You have the Celtics, tough loss, but were able to rebound in Texas on a back-to-back. Then you have the Red Sox, who, with spring training coming up, I don't like their chances. I don't like their chances because unless they can make a major trade, even signing Jordan Montgomery, they're going to try to pass it off like, look, we went full throttle this season. Number one, they're not going to sign him. But if by some strange miracle they do, because they've seen this show, it's not going to matter because you had arguably the greatest baseball player since Babe Ruth, being able to pitch and hit. And you were like, no, now granted that contract is wild, but that's a different story. You also had a 25-year-old stud pitcher in Japan that you undersold. Don't tell me that you were in the range, because if you were in any of their ranges, all the news reports would be saying in that instead of saying you were interested, they would be showing how much you were offered. And clearly, if they haven't shown how much you offered, that you undersold them by a lot, which is what you do. And I'm done with it. Fenway Sports Group needs to sell this team.